Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Coachman Spirit Ultralight 2454BH travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get some best of out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning to come out. On your off campsite, besides your slide, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. 30 amp cord is going to be on the back here, right behind your tires on your off campsite, and your water is right to the left of that. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. Under this rubber stopper, your hand crank for your stabilizing jacks, you can hook up on there and get this up and down should you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then, make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we can do is stabilize it. 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use a drill gun or an impact driver. I just recommend you slow down when you get to the bottom. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do is stabilize this. So put some stabilizing jack pads down. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot black top in the summer. It will better distribute the weight. A really good investment. Take your 10% off coupon. Get a 4-pack from the store. Put them down underneath these. And just run these just until they're taut. Once it feels like it's starting to lift your unit, go ahead and stop. Get all 4 of those down. We got our unit level and stable. Let's hook up our power and water. Looks like about a 30 amp cord. Store up in the front. The way these go on now is 3 prongs. Line them up. If you watch your handle is going to be at about 11 o'clock, and then turn it to the right, and that'll lock that in there for you. Then put that washer on. Now at the end of that 30 amp service, should you ever need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in your unit. Always use this when putting fluid in your unit because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose. Don't turn on your hose yet, one more step. Just above that, your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, make sure our drain plug's back in there. Get that in there nice and snug. Then we can go ahead and turn this water on. After the water's been on for a few minutes, we're gonna go inside and open up the slide. The main purpose for going up inside now, not just to open the slide, is to be able to get to all of our water tabs. So as you come in, to our left is going to be our control panel. All the way down at the bottom is your slide control on the left. We're going to head out. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this slide out so that we can get into all of our water lines. Open up your sink, open up your bathrooms, get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Then you can shut them off, and then we'll head back out. Finish getting your slide out. Once that's all the way out, you will hear that noise, just the slide mechanism saying, hey, I'm out all the way. All right, coming out. Now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not gonna go to a campsite. We're gonna go boondocking or dry camping out in the woods somewhere. In that case, we're gonna fill up our freshwater tank. That's in the front on your off campsite as well. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. 1, there's an overflow valve right there. Or 2, on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on this when you're filling it up. Don't leave it unattended. Once it's full, remove that hose. Put it on your water cap. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to the city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Just continuing here on the off-camp side. Got our big pass-through storage here. They have built a little storage area up here. It's really nice. Again, your fresh water. There's your freshwater drain. On your slides, you might want to grab some slide lubricant. Keeps these nice and pliable. Adds to the longevity and the life of the slide seals. Got a slide topper on this as well. That'll add to the longevity of the life of the roof of your slide. Still want to look up underneath it, make sure you clean out anything that may have blew up in there. Back here's our hot water heater. A pressure release valve, a plug for that. City water connection. There's a spray port. You can get a hose that can connect to that. This is your black tank flush. Talk about that when leaving the campsite and dumping our black and gray tanks. Up here's a leash link for a pet. And then cable and satellite hookups. On the back of the unit, you got your access door to your fridge. Aftermarket accessory hitch. I'm not sure what that can hold. It looked like it was prepped for a backup camera. Looks like it's kind of taped shut. Not sure on that. Coming around the off-camp side. It's our outdoor kitchen. These are hold up on that magnet. Just unsnap that here. Pull that all forward. Once that's pulled out, you get your LP quick connect for right up underneath there. These are access to the back of your fridge, a vent for your microwave, a couple of outdoor speakers, hook the TV up outside. There's your 110 and cable hookup. Flue for your furnace, a few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you're running your furnace, steer clear, it gets hot. And three, they do make bug covers for those. Entry doorway. Unit is prepped for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right there and that will trickle charge your batteries. So lighting inside. There's your spray port hose for that area I was showing you. Stabilizing jacks. Your propane comes with a cover and a regulator. Point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open. And you see it switch from red to green. Open up the other one, just get a nice flow of gas inside while I'm showing you the inside. Let's check that out. Alright, coming up beside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. To our left as I come in, up top is going to be my control panel. There's a brand new battery. There's our fresh water, the one I said to hold down when you're filling your potable water. Black and gray tanks. Down here is where you turn on your water heater if hooked to electric, your water heater if hooked to gas. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you need water from that fresh tank. Lights, living room lights, awning lights. Speaking of awning, that's our next control down here. When you run your awning out, you only want to run it out until you can see that silver bar and that white flap has followed to 90 degrees. If you hold that down to keep extending it, it will start to run itself up backwards once it reaches all the way out. So as I bring that in, I'm going to shut off the awning light. Again, make sure you stabilize the jacks are down before running that slide assist. Alright, we got our awning in. I'll tell you, slam locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, as I come into the living room here, I'm standing here at the entry doorway. Right over to my right is going to be my thermostat. Let's go ahead and take that right to the air. Crank that AC up. There she goes. Push it on your AC. You also have what's called the quick dump. And that's what you want to do when you arrive at the campsite. Open that up. It'll blast it nice and chill in here. Now you notice as I go through, I'm going to take us all the way, modes. We're going to go all the way to off. Now you notice AC will shut off rather quickly. Most units anyway. There it goes. AC shuts off. Now I'm going to go in and turn on our heat. That's 79 here, so that should crank up your furnace. Should hear that running. There that goes. Now we go. Shut the heat off. Now you'll notice it'll take a few minutes for the heat fan to cycle through before it actually shuts off. Television. Quick little note on this. Before we start, let's go to our bedroom, take this door, slide it all the way open. Now our TV can flip into our bedroom. Slide the door back open. That's going to hold that for you. TV, grab your remote. When you arrive at the campsites, go into your menu, go to digital channel scan, and run that. That'll help you pick up all those local channels wherever you're at. We got like 44 on here from here. Also, there is a button here. Make sure when you run that digital channel scan that turn is on the on position. That's your antenna. Remote for this as well. Over here, I'm gonna turn it on. Indoor speakers, shut them off. And there's your outdoor speakers. Or both. AM, FM, pretty sure this got Bluetooth. Yeah, Bluetooth, auxiliary hookups, and AM, FM. Nice sound system. Continue here in this little spot. Down here on the floor is going to be your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mentioned that's 12-volt, that's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking and you're not plugged into anything charging your battery and you're going to be gone for the day and you don't want this to run your battery down, go ahead and disconnect one of your battery posts. That will keep running off it. Coming into our kitchen here, big sink. Recommend keeping an eye on your plumbing. Coming inside, some lighting, 110 here, self-explanatory microwave. Let's start. Lights and fan above your cooktop. Glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Take note, haven't cleaned this unit yet, but let's spark it up. Now you may need to bleed the lines a little bit. Get all those on light. As our gas first turns on. Maybe I need to hold one in. Yep. You gotta hold it in, turn it on. So push it in. There's all those. Same thing on the oven. Put that to light, spark it here, then turn it to the desired temperature. Panel light for that. Here's your oven. Put this top down for travel. Our fridge up top, Dometic. Turn that on here. Push this in, we're on auto. Auto means when you're running off electricity, or when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you switch to gas. Make sure your gas is out for that. Lift that up. Now you're strictly on gas. And if this flashes, check your gas. You'll be low. Couple bugs here, individual lightings in there. Charging stations. Storage here. Coming into our bathroom. Same thing in the plumbing in here. Just keep an eye on it. Again, mostly PEX in these, so easy to maintain. Just remember that you're bouncing a house down the road. You don't want things to wiggle loose. Hand crank open. Power exhaust here. 110 with GFCI reset. Our table and our dining looks as if it will lift up. Remove those legs there. Put your table on this wooden lip here. Put a couple flat back cushions on top. That'll give you another sleeping quarters. Lighting here for that. which takes us back into our bedroom, excuse me. Most of this lighting to talk about in here, individual lighting here. You also have speakers for your indoor speakers, and a huge closet. Not really huge, just tall. That about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. Now, I know I just turned them all on, but I always like to start by shutting lights off. Start in my bedroom because it's going to be a room that's going to have a closed door. So you get a closed door for this travel. Actually, it will be open. For travel, you're going to want to snap this door open. Come to my main control here and shut off my living room lights. Now I know all the other lights are accent lights that I need to walk through and shut off. Same thing with both bunks. I just saw something that I forgot to mention. I'll go right at it after I turn back on. Now once all my accent lights are off, come back to my control center to turn my living room lights on. Last thing I'm going to show you is your breaker box and fuses. Side, here we go. So you got a variety. You got some 15s, 40s, a 5, 15s. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Down there's your breakers. You'll always hear that fan running. That's what keeps it cool. Come back to my control panel and hit, well, I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. All of our vents are closed. And we're going to hit slide in. As the slide comes in, we'll mention your smoke alarm up here. See the importance of having those doors closed when I say doors and drawers. Shut the living room lights off and exit the unit. Before we leave the campsite, and that's in case you're going to go inside to check the levels of your tanks as we're dumping. After we leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn that handle. Fold your steps away, 2 folds in there up. If we are out dry camping, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Come over here to our drain outlet for our fresh water. Let that water out. Hook up our hitch and head on to the closest dump station or on home, whatever you're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be right behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. That 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up in here and pull the body waste. That's going to be your black tank. When that sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, make sure it's empty. Come back out here, leave that handle open, grab the hose at the dump station and hook up to this tank flush. Just going to do that's to spray out your black tank. Do not close it, leave it open. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of there. Let that go for 5 minutes. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all the washout you just put in there has drained. Then close your black and pull your gray. While my gray tanks are dumping, get right up inside here and dump your freshwater drain or your low point drains. Then we're done. If we're done camping for the season, you don't want to leave stagnant water in here. Go up here, lift up on this pressure release valve. Be careful, it's going to dump water out of there. When that's done, put that down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug for residual water. When that's all done, your gray is done. Close that up. That's going to be cleaner water, sinks and showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. And you're going to take that and conveniently and sanitarily store it right outside here in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase.
Hope you enjoy this Spirit for many years to come.
Happy camping.